Hello, welcome back. We're doing a question and answer period now, so you need to send me some questions. And here's the site. Okay, so email me at this website, rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Okay, I'll answer your questions. And right now, we have a long going question here because way back. Now we have over 70 of these things. So way back, someone asked me about supervision. So we decided, the three of us, the brainstorm here, RSB group, that I'm going to start from the beginning and go all the way through my career. It's 35 years of supervision. And actually, it's working out really well because you're going to see, you've already seen, I'm up to 14 years on now, and you've already seen how bad supervision is and how good some are. Unfortunately, it's like, I'm saying like a 60-40 split. 60% bad ones and 40% good ones, and about 5% great ones, okay? And you'll find later on. Anyway, so you think that as I get more rank and get higher up and be exposed to different and more and higher supervisors, it would be better. No, because I said earlier, human race, guys are doing it for personal gain, promote, everything but what they're supposed to be doing it for, which is for their people. You've had supervisors where they're supposed to be not self-serving, which the vice lieutenant was, or vice sergeant was. Take care of your people. If you take care of your people and do your job and look professional, you'll get promoted. You don't have to kiss anybody's butt. You don't have to step on officers to get there. Okay? The last store we had a lieutenant that took care of us, 30, 40 of us. He got promoted because the department knows the cream of the crop, and they're looking at everybody. And they know sometimes they miss them, the butt kissers, but they know the really dedicated supervisors. So I finished up last time I was finishing up with gang supervision, and I'll give you one more gang supervisor, a good one. I already told you all the bad ones, and a really good lieutenant. Oh my gosh. One more incident. I'm working gangs with a partner, and I had a new partner, and we made a stop. I'm not going to end the story, just a typical stop. And the guy, I get one handcuff on the guy, and he spins. And when he spins, his fingernail catches me across the forehead, and then of course we take him down. And that's all there was to it. There wasn't any beating or anything. It was just, he didn't want to go to jail. He's resisting arrest, and so we took him down. Well, I didn't know this at the time, but as we're cuffing him, we're in a pretty bad area. We put out a backup, and we're getting him up, and I thought it was a hot night, and I thought I was sweating, okay? So we're walking over to the car, we put him in the police car, and we call for a backup because the people are starting to gather. And I reach up to brush my forehead from the sweat, and my hand's full of blood. Okay, so he cut my forehead. And head injuries, you may or may not know, they bleed a lot. Okay, they don't really, unless it's in depth, but most of the time it's just a lot of bleeding. So I go, oh man, oh well. So, adrenaline was pumping, I really didn't feel it. So I was driving, our partner's in the back seat, so we make a U-turn, and we go out of this area. It's a residential area, but it's a heavy gang area. We were working gangs. I had 12 years on. So we get out in the main drag, okay, by Venice area, and a unit pulls up behind us, and then the supervisor pulls up. So I get out of the car, and of course my supervisor, a good supervisor, goes, oh my gosh, he looks right at me. Other supervisors have gone, hey, what's going on? And they don't realize we're people here. We're not making factory widgets here. Okay. So he goes, what happened to you? Okay, and I go, well, I explained what I told you, and he goes, oh my gosh, he's all upset. Are you okay? We're gonna get an ambulance. I said, I don't need an ambulance, boss. I can drive to the hospital. Okay, well, fine. We'll get somebody else to transport this suspect. And next thing I know, a car pulls up, and it's this guy's mom. He's like 25 years old. Now you watch cops. As soon as he's near his house, they try to get to their houses. I had this happen in Mexican area, the black area. It's all consistent. They try to get to their house. They don't make it. They get handcuffed by the police. They're screaming, mom. 25-year-old guy screaming, mom. He didn't scream, mom, but mom saw what happened. I guess they told her, so she followed the caravan out here. And she's running down the street screaming, okay? She's about 5'7", 4x4, okay? This wide and this wide, okay? And she's screaming all kinds of F-bombs, I want that officer, blah, blah, yelling at me, And the supervisor just steps between us. Again, I'm learning all this because I'm close to being one. Step back, F you. He pulls out that taser and wham, he knocks a 45-year-old woman right in her ass, okay? Boom, down she goes. All you see is pantyhose and feet, okay? Turns to the other lady, goes, you want some of this? And no, me, man. So she, okay, fine. So they go over, they grab this one, they cuff her. The other one, they cuff her just for purposes of detention. And I'm just standing there going, I just arrested her son. That's all I care about. I don't care. All this activity going on here, you've seen it on TV. They immerse themselves where they shouldn't be. They interject themselves in and then they wind up going to jail. Okay, then they want to sue the department. If you just stood there and the officers always say, I'll talk to you in a minute. That's not enough for them. They want to get right in the middle of the mix while you're busy handcuffing or whatever. No, you can't do that, okay? But, they think they can because I don't know how they think they can. The attorneys will tell them probably shouldn't have done that, but they have to defend him anyway. But anyway, So I'm going, well, this is wow. So the sergeant is he's directing traffic. You take her interfering, you detain her, but this is what he should be doing. And I'm sitting there going, this is great. And again, I'm learning all this through osmosis. I said, when I become one, that's what I want to do. I want to be on the top hill on a podium directing traffic, because I've got enough time on now that I feel I'm qualified to do that. Okay, it was really cool. So then, they take her away, and we get in the car, and they take the suspect away, and then we get in our car and we go to the hospital. So I'm there, and we put about 5 or 6 stitches, and while I'm there, sergeant pulls up. How are you doing? Are you all right? Right behind me. Okay. Talks to the doctor, nurse, is everything okay? There might be a concussion? No, there isn't. And that was it. So I had blood all over my shirt. It looked melodramatic, but it wasn't. It's just a cut. I mean, big deal. And so that's the kind of supervisor he was. Okay, that's one of the few things he did. And I apologize for my eyesight, but I'm an old guy and it's starting to fade. But he would always respond to locations if he heard us just even pulling somebody over. And other supervisors I've told you about just get in the way, or they try to inject themselves. The bottom line is that officers are tasked with doing the call or the traffic stop. Supervisors are tasked at watching them, make sure they follow the guidelines and rules, and then sometimes they'll go up and do like an audit, and after it's over, they'll ask the citizens, the officers okay, but they don't do it every time. Now they might nowadays because they're so worried about everything. But so he would do that. And one small thing, in one of my shows, is there time? No? One of my shows, okay. We had one of my stories, we were on a game show, and he was involved in us phoning in on a game show where one of my guys won a $5,000 prize for calling out the right song. And he went, uh-oh, because we were using city phones, we were on duty. It was a kind of a weird thing. But anyway, he covered it up. He took it. He said, well, we're just going to keep this to ourselves, and, we'll be fine. And the guy that gave the name who won it, the check came, and everybody got their little cash, and everybody just kind of kept mum, and that was the end of it. And nobody said nothing for 20 years. So I went to his retirement. It came up, and he's sitting there shaking his head. His wife's looking at him like, what? He didn't even told his wife, tell anybody. Okay. Sometimes you got to keep a little secret, and you'll be good to go. So anyway, that's what this guy was doing. Tremendous guy. So I'm going to go to the next segment. I was told I'm running out of time, and so I'll see you next time, and bye-bye.